Let's understand one of the questions that was asked in this year's GS paper 1 mains, and this question was a different question. This question talked about exploring and evaluating the impact of work from home on family relationships. Now understand, this is a very important topic which had been in light of post-pandemic period. To begin your answer with, you definitely need to be well versed with the concept. So having a sociological aspect or a sociological understanding from a sociologist point of view is extremely important to answer this question. For example, here let me introduce you two scholars. One was Pierre Bourdieu, and he focused on social capital. The second was Durkheim's concept of anomie. Now, the pandemic period has been considered as a period of anomie. Why anomie? The simple idea was that when there is breakdown in a society, it is at that point that the society becomes unstable, right? So this is the time where we have to be well versed with the changes which are coming in the society. And the next concept is the Bourdieu's concept of social capital, which says that it is extremely important that since we are part of a social network, our social relationships bring in social development. And that's what is considered as social capital. So when we are discussing the aspect of work from home on family relationships, what we have to discuss there, we would be focusing on both the benefits and the disadvantage. One benefit is definitely that persons would get more time to spend with their family, right? And this is bringing up what is called as social capital. It's not just about the economic capital, the cultural capital, but also an important element is social capital. And this social capital is gained only through social relationships. Now, that is one of the advantages. Now, parents whose children were in, let's say, boarding or were in day boardings get to realize that how important it is to interact with their children, how important it is to understand their problems, and this helps in a healthy growth of the family. So that's one of the sides of advantages. But when it comes to the disadvantages, one of the major disadvantages that appears very obvious to us is work from home is only for those who can afford it. That means technology. So those who do not have the technology cannot actually work from home. And this technology divide itself creates a huge biasness in the society. So technology divide is in itself is a big challenge. The second important challenge is the disparity. Disparity in terms of class, in terms of gender disparity. Now, when I say gender disparity, it's extremely important because the female's contribution, which is done for the betterment of the family, for the home, is not considered as a productive element of work. So, this gendered classes that we have affect adversely the relationships. So those are two extremely important things. Then there is one interesting work which has been written by Virginia Woolf, and this work talks about a room of one's own. That means that it is very important to understand that how freedom and space are related. Now, one cannot have 100% of their mind when they are in an atmosphere that is distracting. So when there are constantly lots of things going around in a small parcel, it becomes difficult to increase your productivity. Now, that also affects your family relations adversely, because if you are not able to be 100% productive, what would happen? There would be disruptions within the family structure. There could be frequent quarreling within the family, and those all adversely affect the growth of the family. So what we have tried to understand here is this question has to be dealt with from sociological perspective. You have to understand both the demerits as well as the merits of this system. And while you are formulating this system, you make sure, while you are formulating this answer, make sure that you are having a balanced approach between the advantages and disadvantages of the concept. If you have doubts and more similar concepts and the other questions of this 2022 paper are discussed in the further videos. For detail, follow the links below. Have a wonderful day ahead.